What is happening, everybody? It's your buddy Aaron. Welcome back to another G35 video. And as promised, I have that last horsepower mod that we're going to be putting in the G35's engine today, which is right here behind me. And of course, we got the G35 right there behind me as well. In the last two videos, we were oh my god, this is so annoying. I'm sorry, guys. I'm doing laundry right now, so my washing machine and my dryer is going, so I'm sorry if you hear that in the background. But anyway, in the last two videos, what we were doing was prepping the G35 for E85. I had a couple people saying you should change the stock fuel lines as well as the fuel pump that we changed and the fuel injectors that we changed. Right now I'm going to be running the stock lines because I want to truly see what E85 will do to my stock metal lines, if it'll do anything at all. If anything, I just think the rubber hoses may need to be changed out, but I think the metal ones might be okay. But we'll see if we gotta switch over to some performance fuel lines in the future. As for right now, I didn't see any comments on the last video that guessed what performance mod we're putting in the G35. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys right now. Really, everything is already done to the engine already, except for one little thing. And the reason why we didn't put those GTR injectors on as of yet is because we're gonna be replacing this lower manifold. And what we're gonna be replacing it with is a very nice, shiny, ported one right over there. So I gotta give a huge shout out to Christian and I gotta give a huge shout out to Brian because they both reached out to me and they hooked it up for your boy over here with that ported intake manifold. If you guys are interested in getting a ported manifold and you are trying to get some more NA gains and an easy installation mod installed on your G35 or 350Z, definitely hit up at VQ Brian for one of those ported manifolds because his prices are on point and this stuff is proven to give you guys more power. This is one of those mods you guys want to add to your list of NA mods before your tune because it can definitely free up some horsepower. As you guys can see in my stock manifold here, you see there's a lot of metal, just the way that these were manufactured, just a lot of extra metal kind of sitting on the sides of here, and it's really kind of gritty on the inside. As you guys can see, it's super shiny on the new one because what Brian did was he went ahead and ported it. It flattened down the entire surface, opened it slightly wider, and allows for a lot more smoother airflow throughout this lower manifold. The fact that I have this and the MREV2 lower plenum that's sitting over there, we should be getting some pretty decent gains out of it. This isn't something that's going to give you significant amount of gains, but it's definitely something that's worth doing to your G35 if you're going to be doing an NA build like myself, for now. So like I said, if you guys want something like this, definitely hit up VQ Brian and let him know that I sent you and he will hook it up for you guys. He was super kind enough to go ahead and send this over as a gift. So Brian, thank you so much for this opportunity and able to get that part out to me super quickly so that I can go ahead and finish this build. Definitely hooking you back up. I'm gonna send you my old manifold as well as some merch, so appreciate you, bro. So I was definitely not expecting to be hooked up with this ported manifold, so I definitely had to go ahead and order some manifold gaskets. There's gonna be one for each side. It's about 3 holes on each side. And I also went ahead and cleaned all my injector holes over here, so they're nice and clean, but I'm gonna be removing this this lower manifold anyway. The ported one I got from him just needs to be cleaned up a little bit. Can't really see the dirt in there. It was a little dirty, but super easy to clean up with some Q-tips and some rags and brake clean, and then we'll have some super clean manifold. Let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and drop this bad boy in. So I just realized that Brian's website is actually released right now. Go ahead and check out vqboysperformance.com. Link will be in the description. You guys can either go there or DM him on Instagram. Let's do it. So we got 4 nuts in the middle and then we got 4 bolts along the outside, making a total of 8. Let's go ahead and crack it. This is a 12mm socket. Let's do it. Alright, we got our old manifold off. I'm gonna go ahead and use these bolts, put them in the new one, and we'll drop the new manifold in. Let's do it. Oh yeah, we also got these gaskets. These are the gaskets that I had to purchase. I'm gonna have to clean off those flanges right there real quick before we lay the new one down, but these gaskets are torn up. I don't know if you guys can see, but there's so much like sledge. What the fuck is that? I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's like a lot of sludge in there. A lot of buildup and gunk and whatnot, so it's good that we're putting a fresh ported manifold in there. It'll free up a lot of the space to allow for some more airflow. Let's do it. There's so much like sludge and stuff in here too. I may as well like see how deep I can get in there and just clean it all out. Like, look at that, just that one swipe, black. So I'm just gonna go ahead and clean off these heads right here of all the extra gunk that's in there because you know, that can free up some extra horsepower. Alright, so we got our new manifold right here looking real nice and clean. We're gonna go ahead and drop it in. guys, new ported manifold is in. Now I'm gonna go ahead and clean out the injectors and we're gonna install the injectors. So I just took some Q-tips, went ahead and cleaned them all off as best as I could. The Q-tips weren't really getting all the dirt out, so I'm gonna go ahead and use this flathead screwdriver with this rag just to kind of scrape off all the extra gunk that's in the injector holes. So I just put it in there, started turning, you can see all the extra blackness that's getting out of there. Second time around on the same one, I got most of it. Check it out, guys. So we got the fuel rail as well as the lower intake manifold installed, and got them GTR injectors nice and plugged in. So now the only thing we have left to do is go ahead and put on the lower plenum as well as the upper plenum. Once we have the lower and upper plenum on there, we're gonna pretty much try and set it up with the engine hoist. The reason why I need it on that engine hoist is because back here, the pilot bearing is being blocked by the engine stand, and I have to get it off of the engine stand in order to get to the pilot bearing, but I still need my engine held up, of course, so I'm gonna be using the engine hoist to hold that up, or at least, you know, lower it down onto a tire so not all the weight is on the engine hoist for the next, you know, day or so. And then I'll be able to work on that pilot bearing. But the reason why I wanna put the upper plenum and everything back on is because one of the chain mounting points for the engine hoist, well, one of them's right here, you just put it right through here. So the other mounting point is going to be on this upper plenum right here. You pretty much wrap the chain around here. Obviously I'm not going to want to scratch the paint, so I'm going to put some cloths and stuff right there, and hopefully it doesn't affect it too bad. But that's what the plan is. So the next thing for us to do right now is to go ahead and put on that new gasket that we got for the lower intake right here. Which is going to be right here. We're going to use this bad boy. Yo D, what up? What's good? Playing with the hoopty, he says. Can't forget about our Motordyne 5/16 Plenum spacer. Hey, have you guys ever checked out DoubleASupply.com? It's pretty nice. You guys just go check it out. There's coupon running right now. Plus, all the prices are lowered. So I'm gonna go ahead and torque these bolts down from 10 to 12 foot-pounds from the inside out. And it's pretty cool. Motordyne actually does provide you with torque specs on their website for the upper plenum and how you should torque it in the sequence and all that good stuff. So, oh my gosh, there's gotta be a quarter or something in that washing machine because it's freaking loud. Anyway, let's go ahead and do this. Alright guys, so we got the lower plenum secured. I got these little plastic spacers that go with the plenum spacer. These are supposed to pretty much connect to the upper plenum. Some of them don't really attach to it, so you just gotta lay them in place right here and then lay the upper plenum down on top of it. But I have removed and used these between like literally 3 G35s. I bought this plenum spacer way back in the day when I had my automatic G35 like 3 years ago. And then I started the channel when I first got my manual G35. So that's how you guys know I've had this for a long time. So these are a little warped, these little plastic spacers. You can't really see it, it won't focus, but they're a little warped right here kind of to kind of adjusted to each, oh god, these fucking moths are everywhere. They're kind of adjusted to each little area of the upper plenum, so I gotta figure out which ones kind of go where, but yeah. So they connect to these things right here on the upper plenum. Check it out, got the little diagram right here. If you guys want to check out all the torque specs and everything for the upper plenum, just click the link in the description and Motordyne will show you everything. Check it out, guys. We have a complete rebuild of the crashed G35 engine right before our eyes. I am so freaking stoked. Look at it, dude, it's complete. Oh my gosh, y'all, I cannot wait to put this into the car. It's looking sick altogether, especially with that painted upper plenum. Oh my gosh, it's gonna match the engine bay so nice. Definitely went ahead and chipped up a whole lot of the paint right here where the screws are, but that's okay. It was definitely gonna happen anyway. Check it out, guys. Oh my gosh, that is sick. There's a bunch of like little things like stuck in it, like that. But it's looking pretty cool. Alright guys, check it out. So we got a lot more room in the garage now because I just went ahead and pushed the G35 back a little bit. Just put all the harnessing up and everything into the engine bay right there. So this is what I'm looking at right now. We have the engine, we have the hoist right there, and we got everything pretty much hooked up and ready to get the engine off of the engine stand so that I can go ahead and start working on the pilot bearing that is in there. I went ahead and grabbed my tire that was sitting outside so that we can go ahead and rest the engine on it so that the crane doesn't have that much weight on it. Even though it can support all that, we don't want it just holding the engine. That's not what it's made for. That's what the engine stand's made for. So I'm gonna get off the stand, put it on there, put on a tire, let's do it. By the way guys, DoubleASupply, we got that discount, we got lower prices, check it out. So it's pretty much being held up by the crane right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect it from the stand. There it is, guys. Oh my god, dude, that's so sick, dude. That shit looks so sick. Dude, look at it. Alright guys, so this is where the rear main seal is, nice and sealed up with our brand new one. But what we got inside is the pilot bearing. They got a bunch of different tricks to get those out. The last time I did my clutch in this car, we rented a tool called the pilot bearing puller from, you know, like AutoZone or Advanced. And it wasn't able to get, it wasn't small enough to get behind that pilot bearing in order to pull it out. So we're gonna have to find some sort of makeshift way. There's a couple tricks where people put bread in there, people put grease. I think in this particular type of pilot bearing, we're gonna go ahead and put grease. And I gotta find some type of socket or something that will fit perfectly in that hole. As we tap it in there, it'll use the grease to kind of hydraulically push that pilot bearing out. And then we can just press our new one in there. This is our new pilot bearing right here on our alignment tool that came with our new clutch kit. So I have a spare one of those. I could use the end of it right here to go ahead and push that pilot bearing out with some grease. So I'm gonna try and do that. So this little ring right here, I'm just gonna pop out. It can fit like perfectly in the middle of there. So I'm gonna just load it up with a whole bunch of grease, try and tap this in there, see if we can get that old pilot bearing out of there. Alright, so it's pretty full of grease right now. I'm gonna go ahead and just push this in there, see how far. Okay, I can get in there a little far. Let's put some more in there. There you go. Now I can barely push it in. See if we can make some magic happen real quick. Oh, it's coming out! Oh shit! Yeah! Dude! Yo, we got the fuck. Yo, we did it. Yo, I'm stoked. Come on. Give me the bearing. Oh my dudes, we did it. This shit is fucked up too, a little bit. Wow, guys, that trick actually works. So if you guys wanna know how to get your 350Z or G35 pilot bearing out, that's how you do it. So doing a comparison, putting them side to side, you could see just how beat up the old one is compared to this new one. So I'm gonna go ahead and get most of the grease out of the pilot bearing hole, and then we're gonna go ahead and press in our new bearing. Alright guys, so I got the new pilot bearing. I kind of just laid it in place. It's still obviously really loose. So just gonna kind of put it right there and try to hammer it in as even as possible and try to not press it in sideways. So it's just beginning to press in. I'm gonna go ahead and find a socket that I can get the rest of the pilot bearing in. Looks like my camera's about to die though. I hope it'll make it. Let's see. Alright guys, so the camera did die on me, but it gave me some time so that I can go ahead and work on my clutch line while the camera was charging. So if we take a look at the Wilwood master cylinder that we have in the G35, we got this yellow ISR performance clutch line that runs right to the factory grommet right there, nice and clean. And then taking a look under the fender, we have it running, and I got these little like clamps that bolt into the chassis pretty nicely. One right there, and then one way over there. And then we got the end of the clutch line coming out right over here, so that I can plug right into the slave cylinder, which we got a brand new one, which is right there. That was kind of annoying to install. The little banjo bolt was giving me some issues, but let's go ahead and get back into this pilot bearing pressing. Let's do it. So I got this 14mm impact socket that is pretty much a perfect size of this pilot bearing. So I'm pretty much just gonna line it up and try to hammer it in there. Alright, so it doesn't seem like it's going in there any more than that. We got our new pilot bearing fully pressed in, and we're ready to pretty much connect our clutch now. Alright guys, so now that we have the pilot bearing installed in place, we are good to go. I'm pretty much gonna be ending this video right here because the next step is to be installing our brand new Z1 Motorsports clutch kit. Unsprung clutch that can hold up to about 500 horsepower, even though we're gonna be only pushing like 330 or so. It's gonna be better than this kind of stock replacement clutch. This was the Exity Pro Race clutch kit. It's still in decent shape, so if I don't like the unsprung, I can always switch back to the sprung if I wanted to. You know, all I gotta do is remove the whole transmission and yeah, that's it. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and give this a try just because we are going race car now, I guess. Yeah, race street car. I don't even know anymore. But anyway, we're gonna just try it out, see how it feels. This is the pressure plate that it comes with. And you guys are gonna have to wait till the next video to get that installed. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys like this video, make sure you smash that like button. If you guys are new, hit that subscribe button. We got a lot of G35 content, as you guys can see. Especially once I get this car running, we're gonna have a lot of content with tuning it, drifting it, having so much fun with it, and hopefully not blowing up this motor that we have. And if it does blow up, then we'll just throw a 2J in it. But I'm actually trying to have a nice fun little NA build with this, nice little fun NA drift build. And if we want, if the engine's super healthy, maybe we will turb ski it. I don't even know. Let's just get the shit running first and see what's going on. But anyway guys, thank you for watching this. I will catch you guys in the next video. Take it easy.